Welcome to the Grow My Cleaning Company podcast with your host, Mike Campion. If you are passionate about the cleaning industry, you are in the right place. Love what you hear? Spread the word and tell the cleaning world this is the place to be. Want more? Check out www.growmycleaningcompany.com for free online video trainings, free ebook downloads, free blog posts, and of course, all the podcast episodes. Everything you need to grow your cleaning company is at www.growmycleaningcompany.com. And now, on with the show.
Welcome to the Grow My Cleaning Company podcast, where I help owners of cleaning companies every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on growing their cleaning company. If that's you and you want to grow your cleaning company, you will find all the resources you need and more at growmycleaningcompany.com. And everything you need. If you want to be a guest on the show or you've got any questions you'd like me to answer live, you can email our producer, Natalie, at nat@growmycleaningcompany.com, or just give us a call at 480-648-5149 to apply to be on the show or give us some feedback. We love hearing from you, Cleaning Nation. Today, we are chatting with Tandy Hood from Ladybug Cleaning. Tandy has been cleaning for over 30 years, starting with her mom and dad. Ladybug serves the Hot Springs, Arkansas areas and surrounding with residential cleaning services. Tandy, I'm so glad to be speaking with you. Hello and good morning.
Good morning. It's an honor to be on here with you.
Honor to have you, my brand new friend. Tell us a little bit about you. What's this whole I've been doing this for 30 years situation? I am dying to hear.
Well, when I was growing up, my dad did janitorial work, so I did buildings at night with him, and my mom did residential houses, so I cleaned houses in the daytime with her. And then I would go to work at night with my dad cleaning buildings. So I've done the whole gamut of janitorial, whether it's residential or commercial. We've done windows, we've stripped floors, the whole 9 yards. I just need to know how to be more specific now.
All right, perfect. And it doesn't sound like you were a lady who was afraid of work even a little bit.
No.
Which I like. That's one of my favorite traits in a person. So when did you move from helping your parents to being a business owner?
Probably when I was about, I would say 19. I left home, had kids and stuff. I've done other things, but it seems to always come back to helping each other people and helping them get organized and clean. I've tried to get out of this field before and, I've prayed about it and stuff, but for some reason, this is what I keep coming back to. So let's polish it and make it work.
When I got to tell you, that's one of the things, one of my rants I get on is so many people, because they've just quote unquote done it forever, don't understand the value of this business and opportunity. I mean, just to give you some perspective, I had a car dealership, a construction company, a manufacturing company, obviously a commercial a cleaning company, a Service Master franchise, and just could really coach anybody. The reason I chose this industry is because of the opportunity. There's just an unending need. The number one commodity people are buying today is time. And as owners of cleaning companies, that's what we're selling, right? We can redeem their time for them. So that's half the reason I'm in this is because I'm passionate. The other half is I just get depressed when I hear people that are like, I'm in this business and I can't grow it and I just can't do it and I don't know anything else. And they feel like they're kind of quote unquote stuck in this business. And I want to encourage them, like, I chose this business. There's a lot of high level people that have got master's degrees or leave six-figure jobs to get into this business. The opportunity is absolutely real. It's not like we're on a sinking ship and I'm trying to coach you into, making the best of a crappy situation. This is an amazing opportunity. I'm coaching people that have, I think the biggest problem is people don't understand the opportunity they've got. So let me just start with that encouragement. Does that help at all?
That helps a lot. And I totally agree because I feel like cleaning that is a gift if you do know how to do it. It's a gift that you give to people. And also in the society that we live in today, people's time is valuable. And the kids that are coming up today, our kids that are coming up in the next generation, I believe like cleaning is going to be a specialized field because they won't know how to do it at all.
Well, my favorite part about what you just said, and I'm going to steal this if it's okay, is I like that you are not cleaning people's houses for a living, but you are giving them the gift of time. I really like that. I think that's going to be attractive not only to your clients, but to employees, to vendors, to banking, to the community. If we just want to give the gift of time to our community, that's beautiful. I really, you're onto something there, Tandy.
Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you, because I'm stealing it. All right, so let's jump into how I can help you today. I just love your spirit and love where you're at, and I want to serve and help you any way I can. What would you like some help with today so we can help you get you where you want to go?
Well, I've been doing this for so long. Obviously, my body is getting older, and I'm very hands-on in my business, which means I've been doing all the work. I have had helpers and stuff, but I need to figure out how to transition out of not the business per se, but me being the one that's doing the physical work in the business. I want to be where I can be the PR, if you will, and not the hands-on person.
All right, so some of you that are rabid fans out there are going to go, wait a second, Mike, you did like one episode on this 28 episodes ago, whenever it was. And you're right. I always try to make it real specific so every episode's new and I try not to double up. The reason I made an exception on this is, all I do every day, all day is talk to owners of cleaning companies. And this is, if it's not the number one, it's top 3. How do I stop? Mike, you're always talking about how if I want to grow my cleaning company, I got to stop cleaning, which sounds odd to people, but that's the truth. So the fact that it's such a big thing, I wanted to hit it again, A, to help Tracy, but B, to really dive in Cleaning Nation and help you. So let's jump in. First of all, the first thing we've got to do, in a lot of my episodes, you'll notice I do this. We start with a foundational concept of how we need to think about this thing, and then we move to the tactical. So is it okay, Tandy, if we talk a little bit about how you need to look at things and how you need to think, and then we'll move on to tactical strategies to implement?
Yes, I would love that. That's why I'm here.
Okay, cool. And I just want to encourage you and all the listeners. So many people just want to fast forward to the tactical. Like, Mike's just on his rant about what people believe in core values and all that nonsense. Just tell me what to do. The problem is the what to do won't work unless you know why you're doing it. So stick with me, not you, Tandy. You're so coachable. I'm loving it. I can't wait to help you. But I know a lot of Clean Nation out there is, they don't get it. So I promise you, without this foundation, the tactics will not work. With this foundation, you don't even need the tactics. So I'm going to help you with both, but I want to make sure we understand the key is the foundation, not the tactics. So first and foremost is the understanding and the belief in your bones, not just something you say because I said it, but you, everybody, Tandy, Cleaning Nation, the belief deep in your bones that it is costing your company money to clean. Period. It costs you money. It costs you money the same way if Jack Welch, I don't think he's running CE anymore. Okay, Steve Jobs is dead. I forget who's running Apple. But if the guy, I think it's Tim Cook. If Tim Cook, who I believe, sorry Tim Cook, if it's not you or Apple, is CEO of Apple, what would it be worth if he's in in China or whatever they make these phones with a soldering iron trying to put these chips together? That would be insane, right? But he'd go, I can't afford to pay $8 an hour laborers. You'd laugh him out of his place, right? So the first and foremost thing is you've got to see yourself as a CEO, as the owner of a company. You are not a cleaner that happens to own a company. You are an entrepreneur, a business owner that happens to have a cleaning company. That if you can't make that shift, life's going to come up and you're never going to be able to transition out. So you've got to stop seeing yourself as a cleaner that has employees or has help or whatever, maybe is kind of an entrepreneur, but not really. You are a business owner. This is a legitimate business. You are a legitimate business person, and you are going to act as such. I know I'm going deep, but that's important. Any thoughts or pushback or fears on that, Tandy?
No, I'm right on task with you there. I believe that that's true, that if you don't think you're the owner, then you're not going to go any further. You're just going to be the worker. I spent 8.5 minutes blabbing, you get it in 12 seconds. That's exactly right. So once you've got that foundation, and another thing is I always give people permission, especially people that listen to the show a lot and feel like we know each other and we're kind of close and you know me and how I am. Tandy, if we partnered up and I came out to work with you, how much cleaning do you think I would do starting day one? Not very much, because you would be watching me to see how I did it so that I know you know how to do it my way.
Oh, let me rock your world. I would do not very much, zero cleaning.
I know.
I don't know what you think of my lifestyle, but I built
something.
Yeah, I've had hundreds
pretty.
of employees. I can assure you, I'm not cleaning my own whatever anymore. And if I went out and we were partners, you wouldn't be cleaning. So zero ownership would be cleaning ever. Period. It would just happen without any tactics, just because hopefully you'd have confidence in me. Like, okay, this guy knows how to build a multi-million-dollar company. We're too busy building a multi-million-dollar company to clean anything. That we pay people for that. We pay people to clean our office. We certainly don't clean our customer's office. When I had my car dealership, I assure you I wasn't in the mechanics bays trying to wrench on cars, not only because I'd kill somebody, but I didn't have time. I was building a company. So put yourself in that mindset. If Mike was out here, what would I be doing? That's the big thing. Is just you got to I'm going to give you some more tactics, but the long and the short of it is you pick a day and say that's the last day I clean ever. Period. End of sentence. Until you believe in your bones that that's the case, it's not going to happen because life will happen and there'll be all sorts of excuses as to why you quote unquote have to clean. And so there can be no excuses, right? I promise you, if I said, Tandy, you got to do at least as much revenue as you did last year. Maybe you got to grow by 20%. You can't clean 1 minute, not one. But if you do that, I'll give you $1 million at the end of the year. I promise you, you wouldn't need any coaching, would you? You'd just be like, done. I'll never clean again. You would figure it out, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first and foremost is the belief and the commitment to, I'm never going to clean. And if the world blows up or somebody yells at me or we can't meet a client need and I lose a client, so be it. It's easier for me because I'm not cleaning. I have time to create client attraction systems and get the right people. So if I lose a client because we're not going to clean and I could go clean it, but I'm not going to clean it, I'm going to stay here and build my business or stay home and eat with my family or whatever. That I'm not saying that's what our goal or we want that to happen, but we're going to take that reality over you going back to cleaning. You got to be that committed where a client's like, I'm going to quit. I can't believe you said blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm sorry. I just don't have anybody, right? You are not somebody that cleans. You're not able. Fair?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So I've hit that about as hard as I can hit it, but it's so important. So now let's talk about what's going to happen potentially that you are going to be tempted to clean, right? And I'll tell you the first and foremost thing is you are usually the owner is the first line of defense. So first of all, it starts with warm body syndrome. You get someone that you want to hire, but you've got all this pressure not to clean, and you know they're not a match. You know they don't have your core values. You know they don't share that passion that you have, and you're just hiring them because they're a warm body. If you do good, 4.5 days later, they quit. If you don't do good, they just never show up. And you were the first line of defense. And you go, well, I hired somebody to clean, but they quit, so I have to clean. Does that at all sound familiar, Tandy?
Yes, very much.
Okay, good. So, this is not my first rodeo. I just want to make sure you're not. Yeah, we're on the same page. So I'm going to give you a month. This is releasing in early September. October 1st, Tandy, you're never going to clean again. That's got to be the first thing. Is you pick a date and you say, no matter what, if the world falls in, I'm not going to clean. So you've got a month to start creating backups between that person quitting or lots of people quitting and you being tempted to work. Does that make you a little more comfortable? You're not quitting tomorrow, but you're not quitting, quote unquote, sometime in the future. A month.
That sounds great.
October 1st, September 31st, go clean everything you want because that's the last time you're going to ever clean your whole life. Fair?
Awesome.
All right. So in the 30 days, give or take, that we've got between now and then, let me give you some strategies so you're not even tempted, right? And if you are tempted, I want you to go, well, sorry, Mrs. Smith, we don't have anybody. Painful, but less painful than you go, I'll be right out, Mrs. Smith, I promise. One thing I want to address that you'd said to me off air, and I know a lot of Clean Nation is thinking, well, all of my customers need me. They depend on me. If I quit cleaning, they'll freak out and quit. Does that sound familiar?
They say that. They
Okay.
say I'll lock you in the basement if you try to quit.
So it's tough because that one is one of these superficially sounds awesome. Like that's a healthy indicator. That means I'm doing good. But the reality is it's a very unhealthy indicator. The good part is they love you, they know you, they like you, and it feeds your ego, which is tough because that's not what we're here for. We're business owners, and business owners don't get their ego fed. They're the last to get paid, the first to hear problems, the last to get compliments. That's not our job, is to feel good about ourselves. We want to, but that's don't look to the business to do that, or you're certainly not your customers. So we got to kill that and go, that's unhealthy for the business. Maybe it feels superficially healthy for Tandy to feel loved and needed and wanted, but if that's what you want, then just go clean things and have everybody love you. The problem is that's happening and you're miserable. So we got to understand that's kind of a false fulfillment of what we're looking for, right?
Correct.
Okay. So we've got to start communicating with our customers, certainly the customers that we've got, that, hey, October 1st is the date, and going forward, we're going to have a new conversation. So you can set it up in their minds where they would be offended if you came or worried if you came, right? Very much like with my car dealership, if people know who I was and they came out to the mechanics bay and I'm wrenching on their car, I'm back in the detail bay getting something ready, do you think they'd feel more confident? Like, oh, good, Mike's detailing my car. Or do you think they'd be like, who's running the company? I thought that I need financing. I need to trust that. What's going on? I can't have this guy. I thought he was the owner. What? You see what I'm saying? You think they'd be more comfortable or less comfortable if they saw me kind of doing the work of my company as the owner?
They would wonder what's up.
They would totally wonder what's up. So if you want to be a cleaner, not a business owner, a cleaner, right? There's a difference between a mechanic, right? If I presented myself to a customer as I'm the best mechanic, I got the best tools, I'll get you fixed the fastest, I forgot more about cars than you even know, then he's going to be upset if I have somebody else wrenching on his car. But if I attract him to an auto repair shop and I say, I'm an auto repair shop, I know how to attract the best mechanics, and I make sure I've got systems to make you happy, and I've got a coffee area and a big screen TV and a kids place so you can play, and we've got people that are going to pick up your car that's broken and drop it off. You just relax, we'll give you a rental. If I present it as that, how do you think they're going to feel if they come in and see me wrenching on their car?
They'll think they won't want you wrenching on the car, but they'll know you know what to do.
Well, they wouldn't know that I know what to do. They'd probably go, I thought you said you were a business owner. Why are you wrenching? You said you hired the best mechanics. You're not the best mechanic. I thought you were going to hire the best mechanic. You lied to me. So we've still got a little just from that response in your mind of people think that you need. That's not the case. You've been selling the wrong thing. You've been selling, I am a cleaner. Hire Tandy Hood to clean your house. And you're thinking they might be upset, and they might be when you say, I'm no longer cleaning. I've purchased a cleaning business, this beautiful little business called Ladybug. If you would like to come aboard and be Ladybug's first client, that's awesome. I would love to have you. And my job is to get the best talent and make sure billing's smooth. And if somebody gets sick or gets hit by a car, I've got 10 people behind them. You don't want me cleaning your car. What if I get in a fight with my husband, or I break my leg, or whatever, I change my mind, or I quit? You're screwed. That's not what you want. You want a company that has systems and processes to deliver this time-saving result in your life. You don't want me cleaning. What happens if something goes wrong with me? So you've got to change the conversation that the sales conversation from you're selling them, I'm a mechanic. You've got to go back to them and say, I've stopped wrenching on cars. I'm no longer a mechanic. I'm opening an auto repair shop, and I would love you to be a customer of that business. Do you see how that conversation should look?
Yes.
Okay, and going forward, if you just start with that conversation, stop telling people you're a cleaner, start telling them you own a cleaning company, you'll never run into that pushback of, you, Tandy, need to come clean my building. I never once in any of the businesses I had, when I had a manufacturing company, no one said, Mike, I've talked to you and this is $1 million government contract. I want you out there pouring concrete. I promise you 0 people ever said that, because they knew I'm the worst concrete pourer ever. That's what they want you to think, is Tandy's the owner. She's probably an awful cleaner. The fact you're screwed up because you think you are probably a good cleaner, stop it. From starting October 1st, you're the worst cleaner ever. I tell people, you don't want me out here wrenching on your cars or pouring concrete on your land. I will kill somebody. You want trained professionals, which is what I do. I supply you with those. That's the shift you've got to make, okay?
Okay.
Second, once you've got that foundational shift, it'll be easy when people are like, oh, nobody's here, come out. They won't even ask you to come out. No one's ever asked me in any of my jobs to come do the work that I do. If I said the mechanic's off or sick or whatever, we're not going to be able to fix your car till tomorrow. They just got that. They wouldn't even enter their mind to be like, well, you're the owner. Why don't you fix my car? That would be insane. They would never even think of that, okay? So the second thing you've got to do, or the first tactical thing, and we've got to wrap up, I've been ranting, is have 3 or 4 options beforehand. So first of all, have more employees than you need. So many people have 2 employees working 60 hours a week, and then when one guy quits, they're screwed. You want 10 employees working 20 hours a week. So if one person leaves, they all want more hours, as opposed to you've got 3 guys or gals working 40, 50 hours a week. And they're like, if you try and make me work more hours, I will kill you. You want a ton of people going, Tandy, I need more hours. I need more hours. And somebody quits. You go, hey, hey, Susie, good news. I've got more hours for you. So first and foremost, I don't want to say overstaff, but properly staff for the cleaning business, understanding you've got some higher turnover. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense.
Cool. And I'm going to give you one more thing before we have to hit the lightning round. The next thing you're going to want to do is get a system where you've constantly got new staff coming in. A lot of people say the craziest thing I hear from owners of cleaning companies is, oh, I've got to hire somebody this month. I'm hiring. I need a person, or I need 2 people. That's insane. You're always hiring constantly. You always got a steady stream of talent coming in your door. You never turn that off. It's never like, oh, I'm fully staffed. If a super talented person that'll work hard and believes in my core values and will stay for the next 10 years, not interested, I'm not hiring, right? You would never say that, but people tell me that all the time. Oh, I'm not hiring right now. That's crazy. You're always hiring. If anything, you got 12 people and a rock star comes in, you make room for him, and worst comes to worst, your number 12 guy or gal that's kind of on the bubble, get him out. But you're always hiring. So it's really hard, and this is what gives warm body syndrome when you're like, oh, I got to start hiring. That process can take weeks or months to ramp up. You've got to constantly be hiring and in the process of hiring. So when you need somebody, you're like, oh, I've got 6 people that I've interviewed over the last month that I really wanted to hire, but we didn't have room for. I'll start with them. So do you see the difference between, crap, I need somebody right now, and I've got a steady stream of qualified candidates coming in?
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
Okay, so just like advertising for customers, we're constantly advertising for employees. We don't ever turn that off. We've got ads in Indeed. We've got referral programs. We've got group interviews that are set every week. Tuesdays at 2, we've got a group interview every week, and you kind of have the pressure to fill that group interview. And guess what? You've got 2 or 3 people every week that you want to hire, and you're like, I just don't have enough work. That's where you want to be. That's how you stop Tandy working, because you've got too much talent. It would be insane for you to work. You've got so many talented people that want work. So in the trick, and you're like, well, how do I do that? The trick is constantly be hiring. You don't turn it on and off. It's like a flywheel. It takes energy to get the thing running, and once it's up and going, it goes with not a lot of work. But if you stop that flywheel, or like printing presses, they used to say stop the presses. It took like 4 hours to get those things back up again. Stopping the press was a huge deal. But once it was going, it would be cranking out 100,000 newspapers a minute or whatever. So don't stop your presses. Don't start and stop and then go, if you stop the presses and you're like, I need a newspaper in 4 minutes, you're screwed. But if you got 4 hours and you let those presses run, it's going to throw out so many newspapers, you can barely handle them. So keep your presses running. Stop stopping and starting on hiring. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
All right, I've been ranting way too long. Any questions or thoughts or needs before we hit the lightning round, young lady?
No, I think you've covered what I needed to know, and sounds great. Sounds like a plan.
Probably covered things you needed to know and some crap you didn't want to know, but here we are. Let's do the lightning round. 3 quick questions. You're going to give 3 amazing answers. Question number 1, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
I am going to go with my favorite saying from Zig Ziglar, which is help enough people get what they want, and you will get what you want.
No truer words were ever spoken that I am aware of. Thank you for sharing that. Question 2, what's the biggest mistake you've made in the cleaning business that we can learn from?
Probably like a lot of others, selling yourself too low and not giving yourself enough worth.
Great point. Thank you for sharing that. Last question. What's one idea that Cleaning Nation can put into practice right now, this very minute, that will improve their lives or their business? Big idea or small, just anything that's quickly implementable.
I think I would say that just be true to yourself and always treat whoever you're in contact with, whether it's business or in your personal life, just like you want to be treated, and always treat them with dignity and respect, because that'll get you further than anything else.
Tandy, you sound like such a nice, genuine human being. Thank you so much for joining us, sharing your passion, your story, being open to being coached. I really appreciate you, and I know that Cleaning Nation has gotten a lot of value out of your contribution to the show. If you want to check out Tandy's show notes page and get everything you need to grow your cleaning company more and everything that we've talked about right here in the show, go to growmycleaningcompany.com. Leave your questions, your comments, your rude remarks. I will see
Congratulations!
You
You are now 16% smarter. Still can't get enough cleaning goodness? Go to www.growmycleaningcompany.com for more of the good stuff. Ever want to be rich and famous? Owners of cleaning companies, as well as industry experts, can apply to be featured on the show by emailing our producer Natalie at support@growmycleaningcompany.com. Until then, don't miss out on all the latest cleaning industry lovin' at www.growmycleaningcompany.com. Check it out now.